Going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to episode 13 of MMA Reloaded Real Talk, the show where we talk real, we never lie, cheat, or steal. And folks, to kick it off, yeah, my bad. It's just a bit hot outside, you know what I mean? To kick it off, yeah, folks. I'd just like to give another apology to the fans for the last show. Um, Hopefully, I made a nice little statement and sent a nice little message to ESPN and the UFC of who really deserves to sit at their broadcasting desk. Um, but also, folks, Gabriel Green sent his apologies as well, and of course, folks, I don't take it to heart. I don't hate on guys like Gabriel or guys like Jerome Rivera, Anthony Njokuani, Kevin Worth, because they show me such respect and such support. So there's no point in showing them such hate. The thing is, folks, is today is a very special episode. It's episode 13 of Real Talk. It's actually a crossover episode where we sit down with writer from Back Sports page, and uh, he does a podcast also called Ear to the Canvas. His name is Ryan Truland. Today, it's a very it's going to be a very cutting edge, very into the business type show because we're going to be cutting through to the nitty gritty where I sit down with not a fighter, but I sit down with a fellow analyst, a guy who you can really have that sort of conversation with and dig into the ins and outs and the key the key aspects of combat sports, the key topics in combat sports today. Folks, and that's what you're going to get from us in about another 8 minutes, where we will introduce Ryan Truland to you guys. Folks, today is going to be a great show. I hope you guys tune in to our Instagram page where you'll see another edition of 2 Cents. Of course, folks, 2 Cents is the segment where it's just like the podcast, but not a podcast really, in it. Yeah, where we just give the rant and a reaction, basically. So all it is a reaction, a breakdown, lay the smackdown to to the most recent topics in the UFC or in MMA boxing. So folks, check out another episode of 2 Cents, now available on Instagram. And also, folks, as we continue to break down the UFC 251 card, where we will break down the main card coming up next, I want to just address the performance. We're going to also talk about the performance of Curtis Blades against Alexander Volkov. But you may have heard me talk about this on the last show. Haters are going to hate. And I had to and on Facebook, folks, as you might have seen on our Instagram page, I had to just take two little boys to school. You know what I mean? Yeah, I had to tell them what the facts were. Yeah, I had to sort of educate them on the game of UFC, on the game of MMA. It's not a game really, but on the sport of MMA, our crazy world, I had to educate them that it goes way beyond Conor McGregor. People still don't understand that. Yeah? So, also, folks, I will address that, man, today. And let's see what Ryan Truland is up to, folks. Let's introduce him to your. Uh, So, ladies and gentlemen, while that's happening and while we wait for Ryan, uh, yeah, folks, I mean, I had to show, I like to sort of show young fans that MMA goes way past Conor McGregor. MMA starts way, way, way back with the Gracies, Ken Shamrock, Dan Severn, Mark Coleman, Mirko Krokop. It goes a long, long list. Wanderlei Silva, Rampage Jackson, Chuck Liddell, uh, Frankie Edgar, Jim Miller, um, Jesus Christ, uh, Sean Scherr, BJ Penn. It goes with Nick and Nate Diaz, um, Diego Sanchez, Clay Guida, guys like that. Frank Trigg, Matt Hughes, Carlos Newton. Uh, folks, guys that actually put the sport on the map for guys like Conor McGregor. Yeah, and that's to put it basically simple, right? You want to put a sport on the map? Don't look at Conor McGregor. Look at look at legends. Look at guys who were actually around when the sport was actually growing up. You know what I mean? That's what I said, folks. You got to communicate with the man. Then you know what I'm saying. Folks, Ryan Truland just on his way, man. Yeah, got to communicate with the guys. You know what I'm saying, folks? A bit of a time difference hype. Uh, I love chatting with these guys, man. And of course, folks, it's going to make for a very cutting edge conversation, as I mentioned. Also, folks, I have not received any responses. There he is.
Hey,
Ryan, what's up, my bro? How are you, man?
good, man. How are you?
I'm very well. I'm very well, my brother. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Ryan Truland, the writer for Back Sports Page. It's a crossover episode, Ryan. Real
Yes.
talk, ear to the canvas, bro. And it's a pleasure to finally meet you, man, because I wanted to get a different point of view. You know what I mean? I've been sitting with fighters and nothing but fighters. To sit with a fellow writer and analyst, bro, it's going to be a very cutting edge conversation. Yeah. First of all, bro, I hope you're well, man. I hope it's all going. I hope you came out of quarantine and lockdown well.
Yes. Yeah. All good over here, man. I hope everything's well with you and your family as well.
Oh, thank you, man. Yeah, everything's going just fine, man.
Good.
Bro, we're in a very controversial world, man, known as mixed martial arts. Yeah, bro,
Yes.
it's nuts. Yeah,
Yeah.
Ryan.
Every day there's stuff coming out. I
I
call it
mean,
the sport that never sleeps.
man, me too. Midnight
Yeah.
Mania.
Yeah.
I, I mean, Ryan. Look, yeah, we can talk till the cows come home. Uh, but I want to just start uh, with Fight Night Vegas 3. Yeah, bro. Blades against Volkov. Yeah, bro. I know you
Yeah.
broke it down on Back Sports. Yeah, bro. And people go check out because Ryan breaks it down in detail. Yeah, so go check that out. Because I
Thank you.
want to just talk about Max Roskopf Yeah, first up. Yeah, bro.
First fight of the night. Yeah.
Exactly, bro. I mean, it was controversy from start to finish. Yeah, bro. Bro, you come in 5-0, yeah, and you're one of the hottest prospects to come fight, and it's on short notice. You take the fight on, yeah, and bro, is he was losing the fight to Austin Hubbard, bro, but
Yeah.
that's that's no reason to. What do you think in your mind made him, you know, that frustrated that he wanted to just give up?
Yeah. I don't know. Watching it, I felt bad for him because I think anybody who quits during the fight on in between rounds is that's going to carry with them as their career goes on. Like he's trying to be remembered as that guy for a while, which I feel for him. I think it was probably because he took the fight on a 5-day notice. I think it was a lot to do maybe with cardio. I think he was just gassed, and maybe he just knew that he was just going to take more damage if he went back out there. I don't know. I think it had a lot to do with cardio.
Yeah, Ryan, man. I mean, you could look at it that way. I mean, these young guys normally just take, like the ultimate opportunist. Yeah, bro. You
Yeah,
see a fight, you see a big show, you want to go and grab that opportunity by the balls and sort of go into it. Yeah, but in my opinion, what I saw from Ryan was a mental breakdown. Yeah, because Robert Drysdale, bro, is one of the best coaches in MMA, and Ryan and Max looked like he just wanted to quit. Yeah, but head
yeah.
down. I think he just got a bit frustrated, and at 25 years old, bro, you kind of just get caught up in the spotlight.
And
Um,
he's a good fighter too.
oh
He
yeah,
is.
yeah, man.
Yeah,
I mean, there was nothing stopping him from going in there round two, getting the fight back, yeah,
yeah. It's a
and
shame.
using his wrestling.
Yeah, he's a good wrestler. I think he went to like NC State for college and wrestled
Yeah,
in college.
it was
Yeah,
it was part of the it was part of an all-star team, bro. And I guess I don't know I don't know, but I mean we kind of see this a lot, yeah, with young guys now coming in and taking opportunities into the UFC short notice. Yeah, but
yeah,
whether you win or lose, I guess it's a part of just being remembered for putting on a good show.
yeah,
Yeah, and,
yeah. Dana White really appreciates fighters who take short notice fights too.
oh
He
yeah,
uh he loves it when guys do that. And you've said the word opportunity a couple times. Did you hear Dana White say in the post fight press conference that the UFC, it's not a career, it's an opportunity?
it's an opportunity. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, me too, bro. I totally agree with that, man. Because it's not like your typical 9 to 5 job. Yeah,
yeah, no,
it takes graft, it takes commitment, it takes a long time to build a to build a person up. Yeah, whether you're a male fighter or a female fighter, it all takes the same graft and commitment, bro. And I hate the guys who just think that they're too big for the sport right now. Yeah,
yeah,
considering everything that's going on in the world. Yeah, well, with coronavirus, these guys need to understand that having a job overall, yeah,
yeah, it's a
and
blessing.
yeah, it is, man. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah, go
I
on, man.
think it's funny how guys like Cejudo and John Jones and Masvidal, how the timing of their contract negotiations, like their holdouts, it's like we're in the middle of a pandemic and the UFC doesn't have a live audience. They lose all that money, and
Yes.
it's weird timing to ask for more money when your company is losing
Oh,
a lot of
bro.
its profit.
Yeah. I mean, bro, I did a segment on that too. Yeah, I
Yeah,
hate that. When I heard about that, yeah, Ryan, I hated seeing it because Jorge Masvidal, bro, is not his first rodeo. He's had just near damn near 50 fights in his career. Never
yeah.
once in the UFC have I heard Jorge Masvidal complain about pay. Yeah,
No,
until now.
never.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, John Jones. Ryan, give me an honest opinion. Did you actually see John Jones versus Jorge Masvidal becoming a reality? I mean, John Jones versus Francis Ngannou. Sorry.
Ah, man, I wish it would become a reality, but uh, apparently he's asking for an outlandish amount of money.
Oh,
He's asking for, I saw like half of what Wilder makes,
yeah.
um, which is like 15 mil, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
did you hear Paulo Costa also asked for $15 million to coach the Ultimate Fighter and then fight Israel Adesanya? Yeah.
really
I mean, that is not happening.
no,
Um,
no, especially not for Paulo.
I mean, for Cejudo, Ryan, it's been an interesting career for this guy. Yeah, a lot of people thought he was the one to sort of carry that fighting spirit of a champion onto after TJ Dillashaw and and do the whole flyweight, do the whole double champ fighting champion sort of thing. Yeah, but along that line, his personality turned. Yeah,
Oh,
and he
big time. Yeah. He
and
very cringeworthy, his personality, man. Uh
uh,
God, I just I used to like Henry Cejudo back when he was like coming up. It's hard for me to like him when and root for him. I know it's an act because like did you see him on the Joe Rogan podcast?
so
Like that's him being normal. Everything else is like just an act that he's putting on.
we've seen how normal he can be, bro. I mean, he came in as your quintessential Kurt Angle, if you will, bro. Yeah, good old American gold medalist. Yeah, bro, and he was kicking ass, bro. He was undefeated 9-0 when he made his UFC debut. So you kind of saw big things coming from him. Yeah, Ryan. And then I think
Yeah.
after he beat Demetrius Johnson, yeah, bro, that second in their rematch, and then he beat TJ Dillashaw. That's
Yeah.
when
Oh yeah.
that's when the whole
Really
thing
took off.
started. Triple douche, bro. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those things that you kind of you don't see coming. It makes for good TV, yeah. But shit, bro,
It
you're
sells
not here.
tickets.
I mean, right? I mean, give your insight on that, man. Because what do you think of Triple C?
I think he's a guy who's just had success everywhere he's gone. From being a young prospect wrestler, going to the Olympics, achieving gold,
Yeah.
then coming to the UFC, starting mixed martial arts, and having really nothing but success in mixed martial arts too. And I think it just builds up that ego. And then what he went on to do, he did everything he said he was going to do. He ended up beating Mighty Mouse. He became double champ. He defended the titles. He did everything he said he was going to do. And I think that just all elevated his ego. And then I think he realized too that being a flyweight, it's tough to sell tickets. It really is. And it's tough to be a star. Mighty Mouse couldn't even really do it. And I think that's why he realized that he had to take the route that like Colby Covington does, let his mouth get that money, you know?
Oh, man. I mean, I mean, let's just touch on that, bro, because you made a good point about as a flyweight selling tickets. Yeah,
Yeah,
Ryan. In my opinion, bro, I love watching flyweights. Yeah,
I do too. Yeah,
I love watching Legacy Fighting Alliance flyweights, bro, as well. I love watching. I've even sat with a few of these guys, bro, and I've spoken to
really.
them.
Yeah,
Yeah, man. I mean,
yeah,
I've
they're
sat
fighters
with them.
too. They're just as talented.
I love them, bro. Um,
Yeah,
and I think when Demetrius Johnson actually became flyweight champion, bro, you kind of it was the UFC tried to grow it, yeah, which I think
hmm,
sort of it takes time, bro. If you're like they when they rejuvenated the lightweight division, yeah, Ryan, years back, yeah,
yeah, yep,
I think it was a lot like that because with the flyweights here, you're gonna get excitement, you're gonna get electricity, but you need to sell that concept, right?
Yeah.
So what did you think when Demetrius Johnson became the first flyweight champion? Did you think it was going to be as historic a reign as it was, or do you think it was going to be a competitive, open division?
Um, Honestly, I didn't think Mighty Mouse would be as dominant and keep that belt for as long as he did. It's just so impressive. And I think it speaks to just like they couldn't even build Mighty Mouse into a superstar. Like they did, but they didn't. He never really was that pay-per-view money grab fighter. And even though he was so dominant, and I think his dominance actually probably worked against him in that area, because it's kind of like the Mike Tyson story, like where he's gonna win, so why bother watching,
Yeah.
Just that dominance. I think actually he separated himself so far away from the rest of the pack for a while there, and I think that actually worked against him a little bit financially.
I mean, bro, you're right, man. You kind of saw it coming, yeah, as it gradually went on, yeah. Because what was it, 12 title defensive,
I think
12
so.
title,
I think it doesn't.
yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, so he kind of made history already, and I think you're right, bro. They made a superstar, but they didn't make a superstar. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think they made a superstar to MMA, to true MMA fans that
Yeah.
saw the technique that Mighty Mouse used, the way he beat guys. He wasn't swinging fists. He used his head. Yeah, bro.
So
And
technical. Yeah.
I think Matt Hume worked wonders with this guy because you kind of saw how he was in the bantamweight division, up and down, yeah, and the loss to Dominic Cruz. Yeah, bro. I don't know if you saw that fight. He was German suplexed the whole way through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just too small. Yeah.
So when you came into to flyweight, you become champion, and it's the way he did it. That's what I think opened a lot of fans' eyes,
Yeah.
like the whiz bar against Ray Borg. Yeah,
Yeah. He
it's
beats some great fighters.
oh yeah.
It's crazy.
Do you think that it was more the competition at the time of the flyweight at that time of flyweights, or
Um,
do you think he was just done? And I think
I think it's a little bit of both, because I think the flyweight division now is actually more talented in a lot of ways than it's been. And I think that's because it is still a relatively new division compared to the others. And I think he got in there early, and I don't want to compare him to Ronda the way that Ronda Rousey took over at such an early stage of the division. She just dominated that competition that they had. I think Mighty Mouse benefited from that a little bit, but he's also just on such another level in terms of being such a technical fighter and just such a good all-around fighter. I think that's a big reason why he separated himself.
I I think now, bro, Ryan, we're gonna crown a new flyweight champion when Davison Figueiredo meets
Yeah.
Benavides. Yeah, well, I
Yes,
mean,
we are.
but that first fight was crazy. I never expected Figueiredo to just run through Joseph Benavides like that. I mean, he
Figueiredo's
missed
got some speed, man.
he missed weight, bro. Yeah, but and he looked big, but
Yeah.
he moved like a freak. Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Um.
so chiseled. It's crazy.
Oh, man, nuts.
Crazy.
I think Joseph Benavides has a bit of a curse on him, bro. I love watching Joe B1 fight, but you've had three. That makes three flyweight championship shots. Yeah,
Yeah, no.
and oh, bro, I can't say this. I don't know how to say it. You made three flyweight championship shots, right? Yeah, you lose to Demetrius Johnson. Yeah, bro. The second one was bad, bro, because he got knocked out bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, but but to come in into your third championship shot, yeah, and lose convincingly to Davison Figueiredo, which is no shame. There's no shame in it,
No,
right? Yeah.
no.
But I like Joseph Benavidez, man. I'm actually rooting for him in this rematch, bro.
I know what you mean. I feel bad for him. I really do. He's one of those just good guys who you uh, just want to see get a chance to hold that belt. He's been working so hard for such a long time. And I know Figueiredo just looks like the better fighter from the start. I know there was a headbutt that
Yeah. I
that
think
caused some damage, but even before that, I think Figueiredo looks like the sharper fighter in that fight to me.
that leading up to that headbutt, right? Figueiredo was actually coming in, leaning in for a punch. Yeah,
Yeah.
they end up butting heads, and I think that put Joseph Benavidez down. I'm not sure. I can't
Yeah, I
remember.
think it wobbled him. Yeah.
So I think that kind of added to the pressure, added to the punishment. But
Oh yeah.
well, it's gonna be. I hope it's gonna be a more competitive fight this time around. I hope they go 25 minutes because Figueiredo's cardio has been put into question, Ryan. Uh,
Yes.
which is, I mean, you know what I mean. Before we get into Davis and Figueiredo's cardio, do you think it's the case with most Brazilian fighters? Because Jose Aldo, his cardio has been put into question a lot. Um, Edson Barboza's cardio has been put into question, and now Davison Figueiredo, Renan Baral's cardio got put into question.
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
do
I
you?
don't know. All those guys are so explosive, and they come out swinging. All those guys, Aldo, Barboza, they're so dangerous at the beginning of the fights. But as the fight goes on, a lot of times, they start to gas out, and their opponent starts to take advantage, like you said. I don't know if it's a Brazilian thing or if it's kind of that style, like where they just come out and like Barboza throws heat when he comes out. Uh, and so does Aldo, and so does Figueiredo. Like they're trying to take your head off.
Oh yeah.
And I think like if that fight ends up going into like 15 minutes, 20 minutes, it starts to wear on you.
Oh damn right. Yeah.
Yeah, because like guys like Charles Oliveira who are more like composed, like he's got pretty good cardio.
Oh,
I trust his cardio.
I
Yeah,
love what
he's
you talk about. He's sick, man.
nobody wants to fight him.
I mean, bro, it was a great choice for Oliveira to move up to 155. Yeah, Ryan.
Yeah,
He was, because he was going up and down at featherweight. And he had a few good fights with Nick Lentz. Yeah, bro. And then you kind of go up to 155. He looks a lot bigger. Yeah, does
yes.
Oliveira. Yeah, he looks a lot more chiseled, and you can see he's in a lot better shape.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
So I
yeah. He
think
was so good against Lee.
oh yeah, oh yeah.
Mhm.
His performance against Kevin Lee was crazy. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, Kevin had a few good moments, but Charles Oliveira is too much for that guy. Yeah.
yeah. Charles Oliveira might be. I did an article over the weekend, the dark horses of every
Oh yeah,
division.
yeah.
I had him as the lightweight because I just think he can get in there with anybody and compete any of those lightweights. Honestly.
I mean, I think you're right, man. I think he reminds me a lot of Brian Ortega, in a way,
Yeah, yeah,
because he's long. Yeah, Brian. He's got good striking. I'm not even gonna lie. His striking has come so far. Yeah, he's good at setting up his his kicks and his takedowns. Yeah, Brian, leaning in. Yeah, he's so tall that he can put that pressure on a guy. Yeah, Brian,
yeah,
that's what makes Oliveira so dangerous. You combine fucking jiu-jitsu with world-class striking, bro, and it's game
yeah.
over. Um,
Guys, the guys that are dangerous wherever the fight goes are the ones who are really scary.
oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah,
It's kind of what we saw this past Saturday night with Curtis Blades. Yeah, Ryan, and
yeah,
I wanted to just touch on that with you too when we were talking about Roscoe. Um, but a lot of criticism on Blades' performance, Ryan, yeah, and that thing is bullshit. Yeah, but I loved how he performed. I
yeah.
mean,
I saw Dana White. Did you see him say about Curtis Blades how it was embarrassing, the performance after all the shit he was talking? I don't think his performance was embarrassing. I think he did exactly what he wanted to do.
Yeah.
And the only thing that I thought might have been a little embarrassing was I've never seen a fighter so exhausted in the post-fight interview.
Oh shit! Oh my!
I've never seen somebody like, he could barely talk. It was crazy. I know he went 25 minutes though, which is, and I think he had what, 18 takedowns or something like that.
14 out of
14.
18 attempts. Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna wear you out, and
especially against a 6'7" beast who's probably walking around 250 pounds.
Yeah.
I mean, Ryan, look, yeah, bro. I mean, I always talk about this with my guys, and it's the fact that a lot of people don't understand what actually goes into to being in the octagon. Yeah, man. When you're facing a guy like Alexander Volkov, yeah, bro, he's 6'7", and he's 250. Got some of the best boxing in the heavyweight division.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. And he knows how to use it. He's a former Bellator heavyweight champion.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you use what brings you to the dance, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that's what Curtis Blades did. And I have no complaints, bro. I think it was a beautiful performance. It was a Daniel Cormier-like performance, bro. We've seen he can use his striking.
He can, right? For sure. For sure. And he had no issue taking Volkov down. Like, no issue. Like, a little bit, like, in the fourth rounds, he started to get tired. And there was a little bit more resistance from Volkov, but it really wasn't an issue getting him down.
Oh, man. And when we talk about that card, bro, of course, I want to shout out to Justin James. Because we were talking about how Roscoff came on short notice and did what he did. But Justin James came in against a powerful guy in Frank Camacho and knocked him out in 41 seconds.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I put money on Camacho. I was like, oh, this is a surefire win. I'm easy money. And then he just got fucked up. It's crazy.
I mean, bro, you kind of, we saw it all, man. We saw it. These guys bought it all that night. Everything but the kitchen sink, right? Josh Emmett versus Shane Burgos.
That was the fight of the night right there.
That was so cool to watch.
Yeah, man.
Did you give it to Josh Emmett at the end of it, bro? Or what?
I did. I did have Emmett winning. I definitely did. It was close. I don't think Shane Burgos should lose like any stock from that performance.
No, never.
I don't think. No. He fought a really good fight. I think he's a future contender in that division, honestly.
Right.
But Emmett was so impressive.
Right. Sorry, right. I was looking at the stats, bro, after the fight, and on paper, and on paper, it had Josh Emmett scoring 2 knockdowns, but you had Shane Burgos sort of outlanding him on the feet, on paper. That was it. I mean, sorry, bro. I mean, that's just that's nuts because you kind of see the two knockdowns and the takedown that Josh Emmett landed. That's what I think that's what secured it for him.
I think so. Yeah. No, it was such a close fight for sure. Burgos just keeps coming. He's definitely one of those volume strikers that just keeps touching you. Similar to like a guy like even like Adesanya or Hooker, those city kickboxing guys, the guys that just they'll touch you. They're not necessarily trying to knock you out with every shot. They're just gonna wear you down, and he does a good job of that.
He's a great striker, bro. He's quick. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's like don't blink. Yeah, when Shane Burgos fights, but he is quick. His
Yes, he
hand, he
is.
throws his, yeah, he has this like stance, yeah, Ryan, where he comes in like a classic boxer, yeah, bro. But
Yeah.
he puts his combinations out so well, and he leads with that right jab, and that jab can come. He's so long, that jab just
He
comes,
is.
yeah, bro. And I think Josh Emmett, bro, the statement that he made afterwards, yeah, bro, in the post fight interview, you kind of that puts guys on notice, and that's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. He wants a guy who's ranked ahead of him, which I agree with. He should get. Who do you think? I was thinking about like who could be next for him.
Oh,
Um,
look,
did you see that he tore his ACL?
yeah, yeah. I saw he tore
Yeah.
the ACL. Yeah, but what was
Yes.
that in
He
the
might
first
be out
round?
a little while.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was in the first round. Um,
That's crazy.
I mean, there's one guy that no one wants to fight right now, um, and that's Ryan Hall, bro. But Josh Emmett doesn't want to fight Ryan Hall.
Nah. No. He wants a
what do
name,
you think?
bigger name.
What do you think, Ryan? Do you think Brian Ortega or do you think Renato Moicano? What do you think?
So I was thinking a few options. I don't know how long he's going to be out now with the torn ACL, but I was thinking maybe the winner of Calvin Cater and Dan EJ
Yeah, yeah.
could be an option.
I like that
Um,
fight.
yeah, that would be crazy. Or I was thinking maybe because Korean Zombie and Ortega are supposed to fight.
Yeah.
So I was thinking maybe the loser of that fight would be a good fight for Emmett because I think the winner might get a title shot.
Oh
Um,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
yeah, so I think maybe the loser of that fight would be a good fight for Josh.
Oh man. I mean, I got the rankings open right here in front of me.
Yeah,
I got Brian Ortega right now ranked at number 3. Yeah,
yeah,
and Chan Sung Jung's ranked number 5. Yeah, Ryan. Then you got Calvin Cater ranked number. You got Calvin Cater ranked at number 6.
yep,
Yeah, and so it's going to be. I think you're right. I think you've pinpointed the next challenges. Definitely, bro. It's going to take him a while to recover, for sure. But
yeah. That's the
I
only
think
thing. Yeah,
you pinpointed the challenges for sure. I love Dan Ige and Calvin Cassar, bro. I think it's going to be a banging fight,
that's gonna be crazy. That's
especially
gonna be wild.
bro. The performance that Dan put on against Edson Barboza was nuts. Uh,
Yeah, uh, yeah. That guy can take some shots and he can give some shots. Dan
oh, yeah.
EJ.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because Edson hit him with some hard shots in that fight. Barboza looked pretty good at featherweight, I thought, and EJ stood right in there with him. It's crazy.
He's always been a great grappler, Ryan. Yeah, so he kind of has no fear where the fight goes, as we were saying before about those types of guys. I think he sort of he knew that if he puts enough pressure on Edson Barboza, yeah, you can't go nowhere. You can't circle out, yeah, because Ige would just take you down. Yeah,
Yeah,
you can't throw a knee, yeah, because you're too close. Yeah, so it's going to be it was a very good strategy from Dan Ige on how he beat Edson Barboza, for sure.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, next up, Ryan, I want to talk about the heavyweight championship trilogy uh,
Okay.
between 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 Daniel Cormier and Stipe Miocic. I think and I want to talk about the other fights, of course, that were announced for Fight Island, but we'll get onto that in a bit. I think
Yeah.
Stipe Miocic, Daniel Cormier, Ryan, does Daniel Cormier is coming into his last fight, last round.
Yep.
Yeah. Do you think he's gonna come in like a guy with nothing to prove, or do you think he's gonna come in with the intention of I got to fucking beat this guy and go out the undisputed heavyweight champ?
Yeah. So I think he's gonna come in and play this very smart. I think he's actually going to try and take Stipe down and use his wrestling, and which is the safest path to victory for DC against Stipe. I think that's what he's going to do. I think he's really going to try and use his wrestling in this third fight. And so, yeah, like you said, so he can go out on top.
I think he said to Bloody Elbow that I hope Stipe bought his wrestling shoes.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's nuts, bro. So I think you're right. I think he needs to show the fans that he can still go in and do business after sitting on the commentary desk. I think in the second fight round, yeah, when Stipe trapped him in the corner of the fence and started teeing off. Yeah, Ryan, what do you think was going through DC's mind at that time after that fight?
Oh, I think he probably kicked himself in the ass for that fight because early on he was having success. Even striking, he was having success against Stipe. And similar to like how he started off in the first fight. And I think he got a little bit too comfortable in there with his striking. And then I think Stipe found that secret formula with those body shots.
Oh shit!
And from there it was over.
Do you think it's gonna be like another Blades and Volkov, or do you think we're gonna? Bro, I mean that's a good comparison.
It is. I don't think it'll be quite like that because I think Stipe will have a better answer than Volkov did for the takedowns. Yeah. Not saying he'll stop like everyone, but I think he'll do a little better.
Where does Francis Ngannou fit into this into the equation, right?
Oh man, I think if DC wins and then he hangs it up, he retires like he says he will, then I think Ngannou for sure. Ngannou deserves the next chance no matter what. But I think if DC wins and then they have to put two challengers in, that makes it pretty interesting. I think that could open up the conversation again for Ngannou versus Jones for the vacant heavyweight belt.
Oh, you think? You think so?
I think it could. But then if Stipe wins, I think they got to do just Stipe versus Ngannou again. Let Ngannou get that rematch.
Or do you think if Ngannou beats Stipe, if Ngannou gets a shot after against Stipe, right? And that's their rematch, of course. Yeah. Do you think they should do a trilogy, or do you think fuck the trilogy, just go to Jones and Ngannou money fight?
I think if Ngannou beats Stipe, you got to do the trilogy.
Oh yeah, it's only fair, bro.
I think so.
I think. Do you think John Jones will ever come back after the shit that he went through with Dana White?
It's crazy. It really is. I didn't think it would get this ugly between them, honestly. It doesn't seem like Dana's gonna budge at all, though. It really doesn't. He's got his heels in the sand. He's staying put, Dana, and John Jones is too. So it's tough. But I think he will fight again in the UFC. I think they'll figure something out.
And let me just tell you something, Ryan. Yeah, and this is what I think. I think John Jones should be grateful to Dana White. I think, bro, he's been arrested more times than Tupac. Yeah, he was. The guy is literally. He's been given more chances than anybody. Yeah,
that is true.
Even more chances than Conor McGregor, bro. He's John Jones got a DUI and possession of a firearm. Yeah, bro. During the pandemic,
nothing happened really to him.
He ended up coming back and fighting. I think he fought Thiago Santos. That's when he fought. No, that's fucking. I can't remember. Dominic Reyes. He fought Dominic Reyes. Yeah. I think John Jones should be grateful to Dana White. then I think he should consider take some time off, like he's doing now. Yeah, take his foot out of his ass. Yeah, and think, yeah, he should think, bro. This is oh shit, I fucked up. Yeah,
Yeah,
I was Dana White's golden boy. I was the best MMA fighter on the planet. Yeah,
yeah,
and shit, I just messed up my whole career. Yeah, well,
yeah. John Jones isn't the smartest guy in the world, that's for sure. Even though he might be the best fighter in the world, he ain't the smartest. And I do agree, taking some time off, maybe letting them do like Reyes versus Blachowicz for the vacant light. They might end up stripping him if he does take that time off.
yeah, for sure. Do you think Jan Blachowicz, yeah, Ryan, do you think he's right there? Yeah, because he's proven it in the cage. Yeah,
Yeah,
but and I think in this new social media era of MMA that we go through, do you think he's a marketable enough to be UFC light heavyweight champion?
honestly, I don't think he is that name that just sells tickets. I don't think he is. Which sucks because he is a great talent, and I do think he deserves to be right up there with Reyes as next guy to fight for the light heavyweight belt. But yeah, I don't think even Reyes versus Blachowicz, I don't think that's a huge fight. In terms of like people who will watch,
Yeah.
like I'll
I
be
think,
excited for it.
I think. Do you think if Thiago Santos was to fight Dominic Reyes for the belt, that would be one to watch?
That would be, I think, even crazier than Reyes versus Jan because Santos is a wild man.
Oh man, I think Thiago Santos, bro. It takes a special type of guy to actually fight the light heavyweight champion with two broken legs, with two broken
Yeah,
ACL. Yeah, bro.
that was crazy. I almost beat him.
I know, and he was leg kicking him too.
Yeah,
That's absolutely crazy. I like the fight actually, but I like Jan Blachowicz versus Dominic Reyes. Yeah, as a stylistic matchup. I think Dominic Reyes was robbed. Yeah, bro. If you ask me,
oh,
I gave
against Jones.
yeah, I
Yeah,
gave Dominic Reyes the fight 3-2, 3 rounds to 2. Yeah, I don't think I think John Jones won the championship rounds easy,
definitely, definitely.
but I
But
think
I do agree that the other three, two of them Dominant definitely won,
oh yeah.
and then there's one that's like a toss up. But I even too, I'm a pretty big fan of John Jones. I was giving it to Reyes too.
Do you think? I think the way Reyes started the fight, they kind of bamboozled Jones a lot because he fought differently. You expect him to stay back and sort of use his reach, but he didn't. He was right in Jones's face, yeah, Ryan, and he came in, and he was left-handing Jones in the face all the way through. Yeah. What was your initial reaction when you were watching that fight?
Yeah, so because Jones was coming off that close win over Santos, right? Before
Yeah.
that fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I didn't know what to think, honestly, because I was like, are we going to see that's John Jones who almost lost to Santos, or are we going to see the John Jones from old who just dominates guys? I honestly thought he would have a much easier time against Reyes. I know coming into it, I knew Reyes was that undefeated, athletic, big, powerful light heavyweight, but it's not something John hasn't seen before. I thought, but then Reyes surprised me with how he was right there at the end to win the fight.
I mean,
Surprised
bro,
me.
you, it surprised the hell out of me too, man. I think Jones has seen them types of guys like Alexander Gustafsson, yeah, and you saw the way Jones dominated the second fight against Gustafsson, yeah. He moved a lot more, yeah. He used low kicks a lot more to Gustafsson's footwork away. And then you sort of saw how he fought against Dominic Reyes. I think he played a bit of a chess game, right? Yeah, with with Dom Reyes. Do you think that John Jones' redemption when he came back and he fought Anthony Smith, yeah, right? Do you think that was the beginning of a new era for John Jones, or did you see another DUI coming in Jones's future?
Yeah, so my heart's been broken by John Jones many of times in the past, especially like after he beat DC again, and then that news came out. I think it was the picograms after that, the steroids.
Yeah.
So I'm not really surprised that he fucked up again. I'm not, but yes, I think he's a little bit bored with the light heavyweights, honestly. Like guys like Anthony Smith, guys like I think Gustafsson he got like amped up. He was pumped to fight Gustafsson because the first one was such an epic fight. But guys like yeah, guys like Anthony Smith and Santos and Reyes, I just don't think, even though they're hella good fighters, honestly, I just don't think John Jones gets that amped up to fight guys like that. I think he wants that big fight against like Ngannou.
Oh yeah, definitely. Bro. To close it off, yeah, bro. John Jones knows where he stands right now. I think he stands right in the middle. Yeah, I think either he comes back and sort of does what he does, acts like nothing happened, yeah, like he's done in the past, and we got Jones versus Reyes 2, or strip him and we do Reyes against Blakovic, and crown a new fucking champ. You got no, and I mean Dana's really got two logical options there, Ryan.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, that's not the only championship picture that's really on the fritz right now, man.
No.
You got you got the welterweights, Ryan. I want to just let's open the welterweight then, and let's go right into the welterweight world. Yeah, bro.
I love the welterweight division.
I love it too, man.
My favorite division right now, actually.
I would have guessed bantamweight, man.
I love bantamweight too.
I love bantamweight. I mean, Brian, look, yeah, Kamaru Usman is the man, yeah, bro. Welterweight. Yeah. Jorge Masvidal said that he was strong-armed into accepting a welterweight championship shot. Yeah, right. From Dana White. Do you think that's the truth, or do you think Jorge Masvidal speaking out of emotion and the hatred and after the beef with Dana?
Yeah, I don't know how you could be strong-armed into a title shot.
I mean, come on, that's what I was saying.
Why wouldn't you want a title shot? I know that would still be a huge fight, Kamaru versus Masvidal. I know Masvidal is looking for guys like Conor or whoever's going to be the biggest money fight. But even I think you got to take that Usman title shot. If I was Masvidal, I would take it.
Oh yeah.
I think, yeah, I don't think he's right by saying that he was strong-armed into taking a title shot.
Bro, it's the easiest fucking decision right now. Yeah. If someone offered you a championship shot, yeah, yes or no.
Yeah.
Yes. What? Sign your ass on the dotted line. Sign your ass on the dotted line, bro. And that would, I think, that would have satisfied him financially because he would have been getting paid championship money.
Yeah, it's a ton of money. You get half the pay-per-view as the headliner.
And for sure, a fight of the night bonus there, bro, because I would have thought they would have torn the shit down. Yeah,
that's a crazy matchup.
I think, and then Ryan, you got just below Jorge Masvidal, you've got the guy that's actually getting the championship shot, Mr. Gilbert Burns. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And Gil, bro. In my opinion, I'm a huge Gilbert Burns fan, right? Yeah. I love this guy. Yeah, 6-fight win streak. Yeah, right. It wasn't even that long ago that he was competing on the prelims.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I mean, he was a prelim guy for a while.
Yeah.
He comes in, yeah, and he ends up fucking shit up 6 fights in a row. Yeah, right. And he didn't hesitate to take the damn shot.
No, he wanted it. Yeah. Uh, I can't believe the way he dominated Woodley like that. Same way
Right.
that Kamaru did, honestly. Similar.
Right.
It's crazy.
It was a great performance.
He's
He
so
sort
good on
of
the
played.
feet now.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah.
And he's got mad submission skills, bro. Yeah, you see him at Submission Underground. Yeah,
Yeah.
the guy is a damn animal. And then you got. Do you think? I don't know. Like Nate Diaz was hating on Gilbert Burns getting that championship shot. Yeah, and then and Nate was off his. Nate was on the mic. Yeah, going hard.
Yeah.
As he always does now, man. Uh,
Oh, yeah.
I think, bro. And then who steps in to defend Gilbert Burns? Kamaru Usman steps in, yeah, lays,
Yeah.
lays the damn smackdown, yeah, on Nate Diaz, and says, bro, you lost, yeah, 5 out of your last 9 fights. Do you think I'm gonna even listen to what the fuck you're gonna say? Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, man. I mean, I love this fight, bro, with Kamaru and Gilbert Burns. I think it sort of reminds me of when Dana gave Volkan Ozdemir a championship shot with Daniel Cormier. Yeah. In
Yeah.
terms of, I know Gilbert Burns is not like Volkan in terms of UFC experience. He's got a lot more. Yeah. Gilbert's got like 12 UFC appearances. Yeah,
Yeah.
bro. But you would sort of look at it in terms of just rising up now into main event status. Yeah, just be one of the best welterweights of all time, and then you come in and you're gonna go 1-on-1 with the champ. I think he's earned it. Yeah, right. And that's what I hate. How do you feel? Do you think Gilbert Burns deserves it?
I do think he deserves it. I do, because like you said, the 6-fight win streak, you can't deny it. You can't deny what he did against Woodley, what he did against Damian Maia. Yeah, his resume is very, very impressive. And if a guy like Masvidal doesn't want to fight Usman, then Colby Covington just fought Usman, so he's out for now probably. Woodley's obviously not. It was really between, for me, Burns and Leon Edwards, but I think Burns, with the momentum that he had after that Woodley fight, made sense to put him in there.
Bro, that's what I wanted to talk to you about as well. Leon Edwards. Yeah, where does Leon Edwards stand right now, bro? Because the way we kicked off the UFC pandemic was Tyron Woodley versus Colby Covington versus Leon Edwards. Yeah, bro, it was going to be a damn triple threat match, yeah, right there. I mean, bro, the thing is Tyron Woodley knew that at the end of the day, you got to make a decision. Yeah, and then because the UFC wasn't going to wait to come back, Dana White made it very clear who was when he was going to come back and how he was going to come back. So, do you think Tyron got pressured into fighting Gilbert Burns, or do you think it was the circumstances with the pandemic that led to that fight?
I think it was a little bit to do with circumstances, and I think he did get pressured a little bit because he was supposed to fight Leon Edwards before the pandemic happened. That was supposed to be in London, and then he tried to get the fight with Colby, and it didn't seem like Colby was 100% in. And then it was Woodley still wanted to fight, and he was training in Thailand and everything. And I know he wanted to get back in there. So Burns, I think, was who the UFC put in front of him. And Woodley was just kind of like, I'm going to either have to wait for a guy like Colby, who may not even want to fight me, and then, or I take the fight against Burns. And that's what he did.
I mean, bro, and we know now what happened when Gilbert Burns came in against Tyron Woodley. Yeah, he went in there and did business. Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
How do you see that championship fight going down? Do you see Kamaru Usman taking it, or do you see Gilbert Burns becoming the new welterweight champ?
It's a
Wow,
tough
man, look
call.
at you.
It's a tough call for me, man. Really, I think both of them are so good wherever the fight goes. They're both like that. I know they're teammates. I know that. Geez. It's honestly too tough for me to even pick. I would lean towards Usman if I had to pick, because he's just got that experience. What he did in that last fight, he showed incredible heart against Covington. So I don't know. It's so tough. I would go Usman though. Close.
I would say, bro, it's razor close. It's razor
Yeah.
thin. Yeah, I would say we look at it stylistically. Yeah, right. Then I say, if you look at it stylistically, I see Gilbert Burns winning on the feet. Then I see Usman. If Usman takes him down, yeah, Ryan. Gilbert's got a hell of a submission game, bro. His
Yeah.
jiu-jitsu off the back is nuts. Yeah, bro. So I think if we see Usman uses wrestling, yeah, you either use it smart or you don't use it at all. I think if he wants to wrestle Gilbert Burns, he will have to do it against the cage. Because I think taking him down clean wouldn't work.
I agree. I think if Kamaru does use his wrestling, I think it will be more defensively.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Something tells me he's gonna want to try and keep it on the feet, even though it's very close on the feet. I think I see this being more of a stand-up fight for the most part.
Damn right, man. I think they're gonna definitely stand up on the feet.
Yeah.
I think Kamaru Usman has some of the best boxing I've seen. Yeah, bro, he's got
great.
technical hands. Yeah, but he throws them with heat. He's throwing heat. Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. He broke Colby's jaw.
Oh shit, he starched him, bro. I mean the whole time. I didn't know he broke his jaw. That's nuts.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. I mean, then you have, I would say, Ryan, one of the most interesting fights I've seen, and going back to the featherweights, one of the most interesting fights I've seen being announced is Yair Rodriguez against Zabit Sharipov. Yeah,
That's a wild fight. Absolutely wild.
I mean, bro, if you want to see a real life adaptation of Undisputed, bro, what's this fight? Okay? These guys are going to go nuts. Ryan, I don't want to put you on the spot, bro, but how do you see this one going? How do you see this one going down?
Again, this fight's different because I feel like Usman versus Burns, they're kind of a little more similar in terms of style. Yeah. Zabit and Yair and in terms of like their bodies, Zabit and Yair are different in terms of their body style, how they use their bodies. Yair is so athletic and so unpredictable with the striking, and Zabit is so long and unorthodox, and he knows how to use it. He's also unorthodox with the striking. I don't know. Yair, did he lose his last fight? Or did he win that fight?
He won his last fight, I think.
I thought so, yeah. I give the nod slightly to Zabit.
Let's have a look, Ryan. One sec. Because now you got me interested, man. Yeah, he won. He beat Jeremy Stevens.
Stevens, yeah, okay. They rescheduled it and then they fought again, yeah.
Yes, yeah. The accidental eye poke.
Yeah.
First fight, yeah. I mean, bro, in that, and now I'm seeing a different side of Yair. I'm seeing him a lot more patient. Yeah, early on, he's a lot more patient. But then
Yeah.
as the fight goes on, he starts to be a lot. He starts to get comfortable, and I see him using his wrestling a lot now, right? Yeah, something I've never seen before.
That's a whole other element. Yeah, that's if he does use that against the beat, I think he'll benefit from that a lot.
And in my opinion, no one's taken the beat down, right? So
Nah.
he's got some crazy takedowns, right? I mean, the leg sweep that he did with Kyle Botniak was nuts, yeah, bro. And oh, bro, that fight was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I think what we're gonna see out of the welterweights will surprise everyone, man. Because I think right now Sean Shelby is he's got his hands full, man, at 170 pounds for sure.
Definitely.
Then you got guys like Santiago Ponzinibbio waiting to come back. Yeah, and God, who the hell knows what that guy is? Yeah,
I know. Did you see Bilal Muhammad called him out after he won?
Oh my God, bro! Oh man, I mean, all respect to Lyman Good. Yeah, bro. His father passed away, and he was his emotion wasn't really there in the cage. But Bilal Muhammad, yeah, but I love watching this guy, man. Always. Yeah. In my opinion, that bottom half of the UFC rankings. Yeah, bro.
Oh yeah.
That is so tight. Neil Magny, Jeff Neal. Yeah, right.
Luke, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. And oh, bro, they're crazy in there, man. Michael Chiesa.
He's a problem. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then you still got a guy like Kevin Lee, but I wouldn't put Kevin Lee in there just yet. The thing is, do you think guys like if Anthony Pettis stayed at 170 pounds, yeah, right, and he's ranked right now at 170.
Yeah.
Do you see Pettis? Because he's on a roll at 170 now, bro. If I'm not wrong, he's only lost one fight at 170 to Nate Diaz. So do you see Anthony Pettis making a run at the top 5 at 170 pounds or?
I don't know, because yeah, Anthony Pettis, he got that crazy knockout over Wonder Boy, which was awesome. And then he's coming off that win over Cowboy, I think, right?
Yeah.
His last fight, yeah. So, I mean, I do hope he stays at 170. I wonder who they're going to give him next, honestly. I'll be interested to see that.
I would love to see Anthony Pettis versus Jeff Neal, man.
That would be a great fight.
Yeah.
I could see them making that matchup, actually. Good test for Jeff Neal. Yeah, I could see Anthony Pettis climbing his way back up the rankings at 170. I could, yeah.
And then, Ryan, another Lions Den we got coming up is the bantamweight division, bro. And I know I love me some bantamweight action, bro. In my opinion, it was unfair to Aljamain Sterling, yeah, bro, not to give him the championship shot.
Crazy. Crazy.
I think whoever made that decision, okay, bro, you bring Jose Aldo in there, yeah, and without a doubt, one of the greatest fighters of all time. But what you don't do, yeah, is you don't take title shots away from guys that have earned it.
Yeah, Sterling deserves it even more than Peter Yan.
Oh man, I was gonna say that too, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, for me, Peter Yan represents sort of like the Khabib of the bantamweights. Yeah, bro. Except his striking is so deadly.
Yeah, that
He
head kick
knocked out
against
Uriah Faber,
Uriah.
bro.
Yeah.
He knocked out Uriah all the way back to 2002, bro. Um,
Turned them back into the California kid.
oh shit! Um, I think it's going to be a great fight, yeah, no doubt. Because I think Aldo looked great against Marlon Moraes.
Yeah,
And I think it was a controversial loss for Aldo. But I don't
it
think
was.
it was. Um, I think it's going to be a good fight, man. But I have to give it to Peter Yan on this one. I can't. I don't know, man. I can't see Peter Yan giving it up.
I know, me too. And then Jan versus Sterling would be a wild matchup. They've been talking a lot of shit back and forth on social media too for a while.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be a good one.
Man.
And then you got guys like
imagine.
Cody Garbrandt. You got Sean O'Malley down there. It's crazy.
I mean, that's where I think we stand, yeah. So Ryan, we got, and hear me out on this, we got 8 contenders, in my opinion. Alright? Yeah. Dominic Cruz, Marlon Moraes, Cody Garbrandt.
Yep.
Yeah. You got Aljamain Sterling. Yeah. You got Corey Sandhagen. Yeah,
Yep.
right. Then you got Rob Font. Yeah. Cody Stamen is in there too. Yeah. And I think they're gonna bring on. Oh yeah, yeah, but I mean, I'm a big fan of that lower half of the bantamweight division, and no one ever talks about it.
No,
Yeah,
no.
and I think we're gonna see big shit from Sean O'Malley. I think the Sugar Show is gonna be bantamweight champion. Yeah,
Me too. Me too.
No doubt.
I can't wait to see who they give him next.
Oh man, me too, bro. Me too, bro. It's I think he's gonna fight Cody Garbrandt. I think next, Ryan. I don't know, man. I would love to see that fight, no doubt. But Dana White did say that Sean O'Malley wants and Sean O'Malley needs to fight 2-3 more guys before he faces someone of Cody's caliber.
I think one more guy. Maybe a guy like I don't know, John Dotson or something like that.
Or Rafael Assunção.
Yeah, he could fight a Sunsao. Just one of those guys, and then I think he might be ready for Cody after that.
Oh yeah, I think Cody's coming off a 3-fight skid. Yeah, Ryan. So you're kind of seeing reinvention of Cody Garbrandt, bro. And that punch, bro, that punch was nasty because Assunção was getting crazy, yeah. And Cody waited. He ducked under a right hand, and then boom, yeah. He just put
that was like a bar fight punch,
bro. You've been in some bar fights in your career, right?
Yeah, too many to count.
I think we saw a lot of Cody Garbrandt involved. Yeah, right. And I think he showed great movement, bro. He looked big. I think he was walking around 140, maybe 145.
He looked great.
Damn, it was nuts, man. Because you kind of see them at weigh-ins, and then when he fights, he's like, "Bro, did he just take steroids halfway through?" Then Ryan, I wanna talk about because of course, bro, as writers, we're always exploring social media. Yeah, Ryan. I love as me, not as MMA Reloaded. I love to go on to MMA discussion groups, yeah, and see how see what these guys actually talk about.
Yeah.
See if they're actually as educated as everyone thinks. Yeah. I think, bro, everyone says that Conor McGregor brought eyes into the sport. Yeah, bro, eyes were in this sport 15, 16 years ago. Yeah, Ryan, I'm not here just for Conor McGregor, bro. I'm here for I was there when BJ Penn was fighting Frankie Edgar and Diego Sanchez and guys like that. Yeah, back in the day. Um, Ryan, what do you think, bro? Do you think Conor McGregor brought eyes onto the sport where fans were interested to see what the UFC was, or do you think he brought eyes onto the sport just for himself?
Um, hmm. I think it's a little bit of both, I think, because I know I've spoken to people who don't usually like watch the UFC, but if Conor's fighting, they'll buy the pay-per-view and just to watch Conor. But that's not a ton of people, I don't think. I think most people who watch the UFC, whether it's Conor McGregor or before Conor or after Conor, they're still going to watch. Especially the good fights. They're going to watch like the pay-per-views. It doesn't matter if I think Conor did bring some like casual fans into the UFC, but I don't know how many of them became big fans of the UFC and continue to watch even when Conor's not fighting. Yeah.
I think you're right, bro, and I think my actual point what I was trying to get to was social media. Yeah, bro, and especially during lockdown, yeah, bro. And how do you think social media has impacted MMA as a whole? Because we get call outs, we get shit talks, we get tweets, we get Insta posts, we get Mike Tyson's return video.
Yeah.
We got all types of shit in there, man. Yeah. What's your view on that, Ryan?
I find it very entertaining. Sometimes though, I think it could be a little bit like WWE ish. You know what I mean? Yeah. But when it's done right, I think social media is very useful for things like call outs and some trash talk here and there, and just information.
Yeah, do you think that? I look at it. I'm also a big fan of One Championship, bro, and One FC
Oh yeah.
down in Asia. Yeah, bro, I love that. I love that promotion, right? Yeah, if you want to
Yeah.
see traditional martial arts, yeah, bro, under the lights as a spectator sport, watch One FC, bro. Yeah, they are some of the hard. I post highlight reels on my Instagram page a lot. Yeah, bro, and I've sat with a couple of One FC guys, um, and I love hearing about them, man, because they're as technical as it gets, right? And it's like watching Enter the Dragon all over again. Yeah, right. I think I think and what I'm trying to get to, Ryan, is I never see any bad press about One Championship at all. Yeah, but
Me neither.
I
Yeah.
think yeah, I think Chaudhry, who runs One FC, yeah, and they were, and I was so glad when Joe Rogan and Bravo brought that up. Yeah, bro, I love that, bro, because One FC is so underrated, and
Yeah.
Chaudhry, who owns One FC, bro, yeah, runs One FC. He has made these guys so hungry that every time they go out there, it's a kick-ass fight. Um, they got a Muay Thai division, yeah. You got a kickboxing division in there, a mixed martial arts division, and when they're not big guys, they're small guys competing in there, bro,
Yeah.
and they're animals. You got guys like Brandon Vera, who used to be in the UFC. You got Brandon Vera in there. You got one of the best, and I think when people talk about the best in the world, yeah, right.
Yeah.
I would love, and all I hear are UFC names, right? You never hear anyone else.
Yeah. You're right.
Uh, so one of the best middleweights, Ryan, I've ever seen. is his name is Ongla Nsang. Yeah, he's a Burmese python. Yeah,
Okay,
right. Hey, bro, you should check him out, man. Yeah,
I will.
that is traditional martial arts at its best. Yeah, bro, and yeah, bro. I mean, ONE FC don't get any bad press. Am I?
Yeah.
And do you think that sort of impacts the fighters? You know, do you think how do you think that impacts a fighter getting bad press and nothing but, or getting good press and some bad?
Hmm. I think I think you got some guys who enjoy getting bad press just as much as good press. Guys like Colby Covington, even guys like Masvidal. As long as their names out there, I think they're happy.
Oh, yeah.
Um, so in that way, I think that those type of guys like the UFC, how it is more of a polarizing company. I mean, hell, the guy that runs the UFC is as polarizing as it gets, Dana White.
Uh,
Some of the shit he says.
oh God, man, shit.
um,
Um,
yeah,
I mean, bro, look at. I want to sort of bring your attention because I don't know if you saw the tweets, bro. I was reading. I went on somewhere like I think it was some MMA shredded group or some shit, yeah. And they
yeah,
were talking about beef with Joe Silva, yeah.
yeah. I
Man,
saw that.
man, I'm like, bro, it's like no one ever mentioned Joe Silva at all while he was a UFC matchmaker. They come in, Brendan Schaub, John Fitch, Eddie Alvarez, yeah, they all
Wow.
got hateful tweets about Joe Silva. Um, even one Ultimate Fighter alumni like I think his name was Gerald Harris, yeah, bro, what I mean, Ryan, I want to get your thoughts on that, my bro, because I've never seen anyone trash a matchmaker as much as they trashed Joe Silva.
Yeah, I've never seen anything like that either. Yeah. I think who's the matchmakers right now? It's Dana, it's Sean Shelby, and it's one other guy.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I don't know the guy's name.
yeah, me neither. Yeah, and I think a lot of guys, people, UFC fans wouldn't even know like Sean Shelby's name, because not that many people know the matchmakers. But now that Joe Silva's so much in the news and getting so much shit, it's pretty crazy.
He's got his own hashtag, bro. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's nuts. But Ryan, do you think it's right for? Because I was always taught, yeah, from a young age, there's two people you don't fuck with, yeah, your employer, yeah, and your tenants here, if you're a landlord here.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
uh, do you think it was right um for the U? Do you think that whole thing? Do you think it was necessary to make that shit public?
um. No, I personally wouldn't have made it public. I think stuff like that, it's better to handle behind closed doors. Um, I don't like it when people, fighters, just people in general, like air out their personal or financial, any of that shit on social media. I think social media shouldn't be for that. Um, and in a lot of cases, I think the public hate that comes from social media is just unnecessary in a lot of cases. I think a lot of things should just be dealt behind closed doors. And I think Joe Silva, that situation was one of them.
Yeah, man. No, I totally agree, bro. Because uh, you never you never see anyone trash anybody that bad unless they're a fighter, yeah,
Yeah.
or somebody that just got roasted for saying some stupid shit. Um, but then, Ryan, as we close off tonight's show, um, I want to talk about Fight Island. Yeah, Ryan.
Yeah.
We know now it's in Abu Dhabi, as safe as it gets, bro. Um,
Yeah.
for these guys, I think. What do you think, man? Because your first event at UFC 251. Yeah, right. You got you got three championship fights, four, I think. Yeah, because you got Kamaru Usman versus Gilbert Burns,
Yep.
headline. Then you got Max Holloway and Alexander Volkanovski, the rematch.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I see a smile on your face about this one, bro. Um, what's your thoughts about this fight, bro? Because it's I love this rematch, bro. I'm glad they made it. I
Yeah.
think in the first fight we never saw the real Max Holloway. Yeah, bro. I think he
Yeah,
was
I agree.
overwhelmed. Yeah. Go ahead, Ryan. I
Yeah.
think he was overwhelmed, bro.
Yeah. I think the rematch definitely had to be made. I mean, Max is just one of the greatest of all time. He really is. And I can't wait for the rematch because it's so tough to envision Max Holloway losing not only two fights in a row, but to the same person. It's just something that doesn't really happen to Max. The guy just never really loses. And Volkanovski's so tough, though. He's
Oh man.
so tough. And I know he's motivated to go up 2-0 against Max, but I know Max is just as motivated to avenge that loss. I don't know. I'm leaning towards Max just because I think I just can't see him losing to the same guy twice in a row like that. I just can't do it.
Yeah, bro, he beat Aldo twice. Yeah. So what sort of I think he's got to have a great strategy. He's got to
Me too.
start moving a lot more. Yeah.
Mhm.
Because in the first fight he sort of stayed still. Yeah, and that sort of fucked him up a little bit.
Yeah.
Um,
You don't want to do that against Volkanovski
no,
either.
because Volkanovski, bro, is a beast. Yeah, he
Yeah.
just comes happy with everything but the kitchen sink. He'll bring the kitchen sink later. Yeah, and,
Yeah.
and then he's got great striking, bro. But I think he can get a bit careless sometimes. I think when he gets wild, he gets careless, bro, because he puts his hands down. Um, and then when you see Holloway, if Holloway is a lot more accurate, yeah, right, it could be a long night for Alexander Volkanovski.
Yeah, I think Mats will come in with a better game plan and use what he has to his advantage, that reach, like you said, the precision with his striking. Yeah, I think Mats is going to do much better in this rematch.
Oh, damn right. Uh,
Yeah.
we got so many other fights coming up, man.
It's crazy.
Whitaker and Darren Till it's coming up. I mean, fucking hell, bro. Someone's gonna get knocked out in that one.
That's a wild matchup, man. That's one of the best free fight night main events that they could ever make. Crazy.
Then, bro, it's nuts. It is nuts out there. Ryan, I mean, what do you think? Just to close it off, right? My last question to you, bro. Um, Mike Tyson. I have to, man. I'm sorry.
No, I know.
Uh,
It's wild. I don't know. He still scares me. I'll tell you that.
I
He
mean, I
still
wrote
looks
an
scary.
article. I wrote an article and then I posted on Instagram as well. About Mike Tyson. It was a video of his last training session. Yeah, right. And
Yeah.
bro, it's one thing to train, yeah, and get back in shape, keep physical condition, yeah, right. But do you think training and fighting are two different things, bro? If he was gonna go in there and go have one more, man, do you think it would be the same Mike Tyson or
Um. No, I definitely don't think it would be the same Mike Tyson. I I would be very curious to see who they would have him fight? Like how elite of a fighter do they want to put up? Just how old is Mike now? In his 50s?
54.
54, yeah. So the matchup would mean a lot to me to see like who he fights, and I still think he would have a chance really against whoever he fought. He still looks so powerful and scary, man.
But he called out John Jones.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He called out John Jones. And John Jones, he sort of accepted. I was like, holy shit. Then he was scheduled to have a trilogy with Evander Holyfield. Yeah,
Imagine
which
that.
I would have loved to see that.
Yeah.
Well, I was on sack for that one. Yeah, right. And then he was scheduled to. There was rumors that he signed a $10 million deal with Bare Knuckle FC. Yeah, to go and fight Shannon Briggs.
Jesus, imagine Mike Tyson bare knuckle.
You would be crazy.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
oh man, I mean, Ryan, it's a we could talk all day, man.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, Ryan, I hope we get to do this again sometime, my bro. And all I want to say is thank you so much for coming on the show tonight, man.
Yeah, man, I really appreciate you having me on. I'd love to have you on here to the canvas one time too.
Oh man, definitely, my bro.
Yeah.
Just give me a shout. I'm always there for you, man.
All right, man. Yeah, that sounds good to me.
And, for sure, bro. You'll be getting a MMA Reloaded shirt. Definitely in the mail, man.
For sure. I'll be rocking that.
Definitely, bro. And no, I appreciate it, Ryan. It was great to get a different point of view. Yeah, bro. And I definitely think we covered the nitty gritty, cutting edge. Yeah, bro. And oh man, it was a lot of fun tonight, Ryan. Thank you so much.
I had a great time. Thank you, man.
Thank you, my brother.
All right, you take care.
You too, bro.